She's on the ground. So there's...
Who is it?
My mom!
This man has just been told that his wife has been murdered. However, he never could have expected that it was his daughter that was responsible.
What happened?
Your wife and daughter got into an argument?
She's going to jail forever. Wife's dead. I was too.
On March 3rd, 2020, Ohio police responded to a 911 call at an address in Akron and found Brenda Powell on the floor of her kitchen with 30 stab wounds in her neck. Her daughter, Sydney, was in the house at the time and told police this was a home invasion turned brutal murder. But even though Sydney was injured as well, there were still questions left unanswered. Things weren't adding up for the cops. Brenda was on the phone with one of Sydney's college professors at the time she was attacked, and during that call, she suddenly started screaming before the phone went dead. When he called back, the voice on the other end of the phone claimed to be Brenda, but the college professor knew this was a lie and suspected Sydney was pretending to be her mother. Fearing the worst, he called 911 and the first responders arrived in no time. This scream, combined with being called to the location, is enough probable cause for the police to forcefully enter the home. And this is what was waiting for him when he walked inside the house.
Akron Police! Akron Police! Where's your mom at? Okay, stay right here.
No, there's so much blood. No, please! Mom!
Man!
She's
Never.
going now! No!
Stop! Hold on, we gotta figure out what's going on. Did you sit down? R9, get that 32 rolling here quick. We got a female down, blood all over the place. Sergeant Smart, you just got a crime scene. Take her outside. You got it. She's big blood all over. I don't even know if she's breathing. Secure the scene. She looks like a 22. She looks like she's been down for a while. There's blood all over the place.
This is one thing I hate cops do. Like, they don't know if she's breathing. Bro, like, make sure she's breathing. If she's not, do CPR. Like, try to stop the bleeding. Like, you're just standing there. You're not doing anything.
Knife by her head and stuff like that. And there's a huge pool of blood. No, I think she just walked in on it. There's a broken window in the back. So if you can just put up some crime scene tape. As soon as AFD gets here, they're going to pronounce her, I'm sure.
It turns out Brenda hasn't just been stabbed. She's also been hit over the head with an iron skillet, and her injuries are so devastating that her life hangs in the balance.
Stop! Hold on, we got to figure out what's going on. Come on.
Is she gonna be okay?
Come on.
I don't...
Come on. You just need to cooperate with me, all right?
I want my dad.
Huh?
I want my dad.
What happened? What's going on? What's going on?
We heard a bang. We heard a bang. And she told me to get out. And then I heard screaming. So I came back and she was on the ground.
Okay, you heard a
I ran
bang.
out back. There was a bang. Someone broken.
What is your name?
Sydney.
Are you cut?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're cut
I
somewhere.
don't think so.
Yeah, your hand.
No, I was helping her. I grabbed her.
All right, stop.
I grabbed the knife.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. We just got
I'm the dad.
Okay,
Sydney.
what's...
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sydney appears to have been injured as well, is suffering from shock, and struggling to hold herself together. Even the arrival of her father, Steve Powell, doesn't calm Sydney down. Police need to lock down the crime scene and try to figure out exactly what's happened.
The back window's broken in!
So you're going to have to...
Daddy!
inside there, so...
I don't know! There
Go
was
check
so
the
much
lady in the
blood!
house, okay?
She's got minor cuts.
Inside the house, there's a broken window and the knife used to stab Brenda. But something isn't quite right, as the broken window had blood dripped on the outside of it, leading police to conclude it could have only been broken after Brenda had been stabbed. However, Sydney claims that the intruder used the window to enter and was broken before the attack, leading to the first of many inaccuracies in her story.
Interesting.
Somewhere that's not you.
Okay, do we know who, where, which way?
That's the younger guy. I'm looking through here and I can see pictures. And there's a whole basement set up for what looks.
Yep, hey, sorry, I'll call you right back. Bye. All right, let me go report that.
Yeah, there's got one on the It's probably his brother.
Well, I'll see if we can find out who else lives here.
With such a serious case with so many unanswered questions, the cops spend some time talking with homeowners nearby. They have to try and collect as much information as possible, but right now, the only person making any sense is Sydney's father.
Okay. Do you live here, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my wife and there's my daughter.
How old's your daughter?
She'll be 20 in March. She's 19 years old. Is she coming out?
No, not yet, sir. Just kind of hang out. Sydney, can you tell me what happened? Huh? Sydney. Sydney.
On its way?
Yeah, it's coming.
From where?
Yeah, that's them right there. I can hear them.
Hey, boss.
While trying to piece this puzzle together, police speak to Steve Powell and one of Sydney's friends down at the station, in the hopes that they may be able to help them shed some light on exactly what happened. But unfortunately for Steve, he has absolutely no idea Sydney is the attacker, or even worse, that his wife is in critical condition at the hospital and likely won't survive, something detectives will have to break to him sooner than later.
Who'd you get a call from?
Yeah. Got a call from him, called me.
Oh, okay.
He said there was a call, went out, a distress call from the University of Mount Union where my daughter was going, and said, female in distress. I said, well, that's funny because Brenda's there, my wife. So I called Brenda. And it rings and rings on her cell phone. No answer. I call Sydney back. Rings and rings and rings. No answer. I call Brenda back. Ring, ring, ring. No answer. I'm pacing around. I call Chief back. And I'm on the phone with him telling him there's no answer. My doctor called me back. He said, oh, Mom's on the phone with Mount Union. I said, well, cops are on the way. And she went, there's been a break-in. And she just started going off. She said, well, she said, there's been somebody broke into the house. There's blood everywhere. She was hysterical and crying.
So at first, when you talked to her, she said your wife is on the phone with Mount Union.
Yes. And as soon as I said, cops are on the way, the hysterics started.
Is she still attending Mount Union?
Well, as far as we knew up until today, yes. But apparently not for the last, I don't know, maybe couple weeks.
What Sydney hadn't told her parents was that she'd been kicked out of college weeks before this happened and had been lying to them ever since. But she did tell her friends, including Lauren, who lived in the same dorm.
Now, we understand that Sydney was your roommate at Mount Union?
Yes, she was for last year and then this year until she left.
And so you've been friends ever since your sophomore freshman year at St. B?
Mm-hmm.
You go over each other's houses, everything like that?
Yep. Well, she started off in exercise science freshman year, her first semester, but then she didn't like the classes, so she switched over to psychology and sociology, but then she didn't really like that, so this year she switched to education, and then she didn't like that either, and that's one of the reasons she left, is because she really couldn't find what she liked. I think she struggled in her classes. I don't think her grades were the best, but she didn't really tell me that, because I wasn't really struggling. I think she kept a lot of stuff hidden, because when we were just talking or with our friends, she always seemed happy. Like, she seemed okay, like I said, I couldn't tell until the end where she was kind of just like struggling, and she kind of was sad and just like, Lauren, I don't know what to do. I think she felt like everybody around her kind of had figured out what they wanted to do, and she hadn't.
Establishing Sydney's state of mind leading up to the incident will help detectives find out if she simply snapped or if this was premeditated. The issue is, Sydney is going to claim that she actually has no idea what happened throughout this entire case. In fact, she's going to base her entire defense on the fact that she blacked out and even claim insanity using this.
My money's on. The mom found out she wasn't going to school. They got in an argument, and the kid snapped and did all that.
This means the cops still have no solid proof that Sydney is the guilty party, but they're starting to discover she was hiding secrets from just about everyone.
Well, I know she's had anxiety for a while, but I think those this last semester, like starting coming back in January, when it really started, that she was kind of more like upset because she really didn't know what she wanted to do. My friends and I were worried for her because we didn't know what was going on because she didn't tell us, and
Lauren knew something was wrong and tried to help. At first, she had no reason to doubt her and was as supportive as any friend could have been at a time like this. But even Lauren grew suspicious of Sydney's evasive behavior.
I could tell she was getting more upset, like more sad. And I told her, I was like, I'm here, like, you can tell me, I'm here for you. If you need anything, I'm here. But she never really opened up until she was leaving and saying that she was struggling with school and that she was kind of trying to figure out what was going on. And that's when I started to try to help her.
Let's talk about this. You're her best friend, and I know this is difficult, but tell us about her relationship with her parents.
Her and her parents had a really good relationship. Like, her mom and her were best friends. Probably, like, they did everything together. Like, one of the reasons she went home was to be with her mom. They were always close. She never said anything bad about her mom. She never ever talked about having an argument with her mom. Like, I can't recall every time she'd be going home, she's like, I can't wait to see my mom. Or when she goes home for weekends, she'd be like, oh, my mom wants me to come home so we can hang out and like watch movies. And she loved being home.
By this point, Sydney is becoming wrapped up in a lie that she's going to struggle to escape from. But instead of owning up, she decided to make out as if college just wasn't working out for her and tried to convince her parents that they could save a lot of money on college bills if she left to pursue other things.
What's going on? Are you not going to school? She goes, I'm overwhelmed in school, and I don't really like what I'm doing, and it seems like it's a waste of my time and your money. I said, well, but that's all part of it. Nobody's going to tell you you need to do what you're doing when you're 20. You need to figure it out.
But that's not what she told her friends.
So when she's talking to you about, the problems she's having at school, did she mention that she tried talking to her parents?
Yeah, I know she definitely, especially when she left, she talked to her mom about leaving. They kind of made that decision together to leave Mount. Like, she told them that.
Lauren's suspicions were proved to be right, and Sydney was lying to her friends. But at the same time, she was also lying to her parents, who knew nothing of her problems at college until they received a phone call from Sydney's professor. So Steve and Brenda began crisis talks to find out exactly what was going on with their daughter.
So I went back, I called my wife on my daughter's phone. She picks up, she was working down in Children's, and she goes, what's wrong? And I basically told her, I said, Sydney, I think the reason we can't get on is because she's underenrolled. She hasn't been going to school.
Sydney became wrapped up in two sets of lies. The story she told her friends and the story she told her parents. Failing grades aren't the end of the world, and any parent would support their child through such difficult times. But it seems she thought her parents would be mad and couldn't bring herself to tell them she'd been asked to leave the college.
Yeah, we asked her what she was doing, and she said she was good. Like, she acted like what we would see as normal. Like, she was laughing, she was having fun. She said she got jobs because she worked at the Akron Rubber Ducks. She worked there for a couple seasons, so she was gonna go back there. And then she also said she was looking for another job, and like everything was good, and she was trying to figure out like her next year and all this stuff. And she was gonna talk to her parents about housing, trying to come back to Mount.
Once she got to Mount Union, or anytime actually, did Sydney ever drink alcohol at all, or she did? Okay, just kind of describe that for us. She
liked to drink. There was an incident in the fall of our freshman year where she drank too much, and she wasn't alcohol poisoned, but she did end up in the hospital. Her mom came and got her at like 2 in the morning. Usually after that, her and I were together, and if she did drink, I usually kind of like sober down after
Detectives suspect Sydney snapped when Brenda was on the phone to her college professor and tried to cover up her lies by silencing her mother forever. The issue is, again, Sydney is claiming that she doesn't remember a thing, but it seems that she made some crucial and careless mistakes that let the detectives pick up the pieces. Sydney grabbed an iron skillet and beat her mother into submission before plunging a steak knife into her neck over 30 times. She then impersonated her mother on the phone and staged a break-in to try and cover her tracks.
Were you able to go in the house at all?
I made it in far enough to see the back fit. When you go into the front door, you come around the kitchen, you go in, you can see there's like a pass-through between the kitchen and the family room. The back of the house, I could see the right hand, there's two big sliding windows. I could see that window was clearly, it looked like it was busted. Went down the hallway probably about 2 feet, just enough to see blood all the way down the hallway.
Sadly, Brenda didn't survive her ordeal and passed away in hospital. The county medical examiner came to the conclusion that Brenda had died from blunt force trauma to her head and stab wounds to her neck. They ruled her death a homicide. This left detectives to deliver the tragic news to Steve that his wife was dead.
Well, not really bad news. Your wife passed away.
Detectives investigated Sydney's claims that an intruder was responsible, but their findings didn't seem to match her story, and the evidence was painting a different picture altogether. This left detectives with one final devastating task to carry out, telling Steve that his own daughter killed his wife.
And imagine that, okay? It's a normal day. You're working hard to provide for your family. You're at work. You get a call. Your wife's got stabbed. Your wife's dead, and it's your daughter that did it. Holy crap. Like, that would be fucking hard, man. Like, Jesus. Like I've been alone for a while ever since my girlfriend cheated on me with a bunch of people, and I just decided, like, I want to be alone for a while. It's been like 5-6 years. But, like, imagine I would have had a baby with her and then find out she cheated, and then I'm a single parent with a child. And then imagine, like, your child, like, grows up and then kills someone. Like, you know, there's always worse. You know, life could always be worse. And I feel bad for this guy, because holy shit.
I don't think someone broke into the house. I don't know if your wife and daughter got into an argument, got physical. I mean, the window was broken, but there's no forced entry into the house. Did your wife and daughter ever have, like, really heated arguments? This is not possible. Your son's outside, but he doesn't know.
My son's here?
Yes.
Would you like one of us to just go be with your son?
I don't know. Take your time. There's no rush for anything.
It's simply impossible to imagine the turmoil Steve must be going through at this moment. His wife murdered and his daughter the main suspect. Finally, Steve realizes the detectives might be right, leaving him to deliver the news to his son.
Clearly they think Sydney did this. I lost 2. She's going to jail forever. Wife's dead.
I know they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they find out exactly what happened. Nothing's definite as of yet. They still have to do their investigating.
Where's Andrew? Is he just sit out there by himself, or is he with?
Would you go with family or supposed to be?
Well, yeah, I don't want anybody in here with me when I
Yeah.
talk to him. I don't want anybody. I just want me and him. That's legal. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't want any of us?
I don't want any of you. No, I just want Andrew.
So you just come and get us
Yeah,
when you're
I
ready,
will.
okay?
You want to do it? I wouldn't be. They don't know. They haven't told me. They're investigating.
Sydney was arrested and charged for the murder of Brenda Powell. She claimed insanity at first, saying she had almost no memory of what happened, including hitting Brenda with the cast iron skillet and fatally stabbing her. The jury didn't believe Sydney, and she was found guilty on 2 counts of murder, 1 count of felonious assault, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. Sydney Powell was sentenced to life in prison with a chance of parole after 15 years.
Totally crazy. Like, I don't know how people do that. Like, anyways, keep the people in your life close to you and love them and appreciate your life, because it could always, shit like this can always happen. Who knows, you know, you could get in a car accident. It could be World War III, you know, with how things are going. So yeah, it always makes you think, like, just treasure the things in your life. And anyways, totally crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got anything out of this, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Like, tell me what you want to, if you want to see more stuff like this or not. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.